I don't know. I used to actually have a microphone like this years ago.
Okay, that's good.
Because when I was young, I really wanted to be a rapper.
I saw you was recording your rap.
Yeah, so there's a microphone. I always used to rap on it. Like,
Okay, do you want to do some?
nah, I don't think you have enough money to pay me to rap on here.
Oh, can you not just rap when you sing Eminem at the gym?
I'm always rapping on the grid anyway. You know this.
Hello! Welcome guys to another episode of Italiani in Australia. Io sono Silvia.
And Emanuele. Yeah, so we are speaking in English, but just say for the Italians, okay, it's going to be un episodio in inglese questa volta, quindi perdonateci chi...
È un'eccezione alla regola, diciamo che questa volta abbiamo dovuto cambiare cose e momenti perché abbiamo un ospite che ovviamente non è italiano.
Yeah, let's see. So our guest will be obviously not Italian, that's why we are...
Also because he's here looking at us being like, I don't understand what these people are talking about.
Yeah, anyway, we are going to introduce very soon. I just want to know, Silvia, how are you? What's up?
You know, this thing is actually good because for a year, he never asked me how I was in every single episode that we record until I flagged that with you. And I'm like, mate, you never asked how I am.
Upset.
And I'm like, fuck you. I just want that question that you ask it to me. And I'm good, thank you. Like, I had very relaxing weekend. Yesterday I was cooking, obviously, because for the guests that we are having today.
So the lasagna that someone said here was the best lasagna in his life.
And I want to hear the same feedback from our guests as well later on. Because I want real feedback, not just filtered by events.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, the weekend was pretty quiet. Just went to the gym and I had actually dinner with Liz on Saturday. We had a lot to unpack. And then nothing really, like just quiet.
Yeah, Pesto is here, as we are in Pesto's house.
Yeah.
So maybe she will participate at a certain point without our invitation.
Anyway, long story short, how are you? Because I want to introduce the guests as well.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I just want to say I had a really great experience this weekend because I went to Blue Mountain to the Japanese Japanese bathhouse. So it's a kind of it's a kind of hot springs in the middle of a mountain with a great view. And I don't know, I'm really happy about it because it was not crazy expensive as most
How
of
much
the
was it? I heard it's $110 a person.
No, we paid $95 each. Plus, of course, you eat something, you drink something, because there is also kind of Japanese... Anyway, good. And so you can check Japanese buff... how do you say it? Japanese bathhouse, and happy about. So it's been relaxing for me too. Now I feel more, refreshed.
So you are explaining about this Japanese bath because it's something that you would do for yourself for a healthy lifestyle. It's sort of like sliding in into in the topic of tonight. So... Do you want to announce?
No, because we got here a great expert of fitness and healthy life and all this kind of stuff.
He says he's the best.
Yeah, he says he's the best.
I say that in confidence, just very privately between me and you and no one else.
But he's such a highly confident person when it comes to his matter of his expertise, I'd say. So tonight, I'm actually quite happy because we've got here my own personal coach from the gym. So we've got here Peter. How are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm very full.
Yeah?
Just had on a scale of 1 to 10, what do I rate the lasagna? 12. I never give you props, so it was really good. It was like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it was still not good enough. I won 10 out of 10, even plus.
Yeah. Oh, when I added what's that cheese?
Grana.
Yeah.
Grana Padano.
Made it a little bit better.
Yeah, it was the only thing that I haven't done, right?
Yeah, the one thing you missed out on.
No, yeah, we had a good dinner just because obviously today we are not looking at calories, obviously.
No.
But what I think I wanted you guys to know a little bit more about is the lifestyle that we do have here in Australia and how is important fitness and having a healthy lifestyle and
because I have to say most of the people that come here to Sydney for the first time, maybe some friends or people that I met, they are surprised because they say, "Wow, everyone here is running, is active in sports, in fitness." So looks like it's over the average anyway.
Yeah, because Peter, what time do you open the gym in the morning?
5 a.m.
Yeah,
And I think this happens only in Sydney, basically.
But before we just unpack a little bit more about what you do and about your programs and tips on nutrition and stuff, do you want to tell ourselves a little bit more about your story? Why did you choose to become a personal trainer? What was that thing that triggered you back in time?
Did I ever tell you this story?
You did, and that's why I like it.
I don't know.
If you're happy to share it, otherwise
you're digging deep into trauma. No,
you don't have to. Just say why you like it. That's fine.
I was just a really chubby kid when I was growing up, so I grew up a lot playing sport, rugby league, rugby union. So I think the trauma that I'm talking about was when I was young. My dad just used to make fun of me when I was chubby, so I didn't really like that. So then I don't know. I just got into training. I got more competitive for sports as well. So playing rugby, I wanted to. Always had a dream.
How old?
Well, I started playing rugby when I was like 9.
Okay.
And all the way up through my adulthood until about 22, 23.
So from when you was 10, 11 years old, you started to feel you want to be more fit, you want to...
Yeah. I wanted to, I don't know if you guys know the All Blacks, but I wanted to play for the All Blacks.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but clearly didn't happen.
Well, you choose a different path.
No, yeah, I did.
Were you doing this because you sort of didn't want to disappoint your dad? Like for the fact that the comments that he was making to you, or...
No, I think at first I got into fitness because of my dad, but I think I stayed in it because I enjoyed the feeling that it made me have. I seen where I was when I started to where I am now, and then that difference that I felt as a person definitely made me enjoy what I'm doing and make me realize that I want to stay in the industry. Yeah,
and that's because when I need to do a bit of backstory on this, when we were talking about this, and this was a few months back, some people, they would do this just for the money. Or, of course, no one works for NFP and charities. Everyone wants to make money and everyone wants, of course, being in a better position. But what I was fascinated about his story is that it was the way that all this lifestyle would make him feel. And I think that this is important, especially when you have all this food that is accessible and people that they would just have everything and they wouldn't look after themselves. And I think, and that's where we fail, that we should be more aware on the choices that we make in terms of food and exercises, and it's just because we are lazy and we found excuses for ourselves. But I was in a similar situation, and that's why I didn't have my dad making comments about my chubby appearance, but I had people in shops that they were telling me, oh, you should go just in that oversized shop there to find what you want because you don't fit here. And it's humiliating. You don't want to feel that way never again, because you know, it's just... No,
yeah. It's not my case, but...
It's not your
it's
case.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, it's cool. It's like a movie, there are some movies that happen these kind of stories, and I think it's cool. But why did you do the switch? I mean, I can imagine you started...
I had a really big switch. So we were in Samoa. We had a family reunion, and mind you, I'm a 12-year-old boy, never met any of this family, in a different country, first time away from my family, and my dad's Samoan and my mum's from New Zealand.
Okay.
And my dad was like, you have to go up and represent your New Zealand family, and you have to do the haka in front of everyone. And
the haka, do you want to explain what haka is to the people in Italy that might not know? Yeah.
In Italy is very famous. They love New Zealand rugby. So when they do this kind of... not dance. I don't know if you can call it dance, but it's a Maori.
It's like a walk.
Film.
It's a walk, right?
It's a walk, like also soldiers gesture, no?
Yeah.
So anyway, they know in Italy. They know.
So I'm in a foreign country, never met anyone before, and my dad's like, go represent your family. I'm like, okay. So then he's like, take your shirt off. I'm like, no, I don't want to take my shirt off, because I already knew I was chubby, and then my dad made me take my shirt off in front of a whole bunch of family I never met before, And then I said to him, I don't want to go up there and do this because I know that you guys always make fun of it when we're doing it. And I don't appreciate that. Anyway, he's like, no, we won't. I start it. He gets up and then I was chubby and he starts grabbing my man boobs and shaking it in front of like hundreds of people I've never met before. And I think that was the day that I was like, okay,
that's enough.
That's something that's got to change, yeah.
And
Wow.
And when you did the second big step from, to be a job, to be that kind of step.
What was
when you did the step to say, I want to be a trainer, I want to
to
be on the other side.
I think what he's trying to say is like, obviously you started training because you wanted to feel better about yourself and about your shape. And then when was that point in which you were like, actually, I want to teach this. I want that people would feel the same way.
It probably wasn't for like another few years later, to be honest, when I was 13 there. I don't think the idea of training someone happened until I was probably like 17, 18. I was playing pretty representative football, well, what I thought is pretty representative. And then I never did well in school. I hated learning, I hated studying, but I was like, what can I do that would keep me interested in, because I didn't want to sit at a desk. I didn't want to go into construction. So I don't know, it was just, I need something that I enjoy. And I guess fitness was sort of the closest thing that I had to playing football, keeping fit, that I knew that I could help other people with. So I was just trying to think about what was next going out of school, and I just couldn't think of anything else, to be honest.
How would you approach a person at the gym if you want to help that person? Let's just put on the side if the person comes to you and say, hey, would you like to be my coach? Have you ever had in your experience
me approach them or them approach me?
Yeah, no, you approaching them, because obviously for like me, I did say I want you as a coach, but did ever happen the other way around? And what would be your approach? How would you sell yourself in the gym? Just try to get clients.
Hey, I'm the best.
yeah, I know.
No.
And you say that to me every time. But
I don't know. I've never been that type of person to just go up to someone and approach them unless I seen that it was something that I felt they needed.
You just look them from far away and say, look who they're training with.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people that I would approach are people who I feel might need the help because I've observed something that they're doing and it's not right.
Yeah.
So they're the type of people that I would approach.
That's the start.
That's the start at least. But the thing about it is you never know who needs the help until you've had that conversation with them.
And also you need to know a little bit more about them as well to understand the story and what brings them there, I guess.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But it's sort of hard to just judge who wants help or who needs the help by just looking at them. How to have a conversation. Hi.
You think you are the best for every kind of customer, or you prefer some clients at the gym?
No, not at all. I think I've said to you as well that...
No, you just say you're the best.
I say that I'm the best. As a joke.
But, it's not a joke.
No, but I've always been very big on saying, like, maybe right now I'm the best coach for you, but if your goal changes, there's definitely someone out there who's probably a better coach than I am. So, like, all these times that I tell you I'm the best, it's because I know that I suit your current goals and your current needs. But if you turned around and told me, hey, I want to go run a marathon, I'm not the coach. I know that.
Yeah, but I don't want to run a marathon.
Yeah, so then I'm the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the best for that person.
All your listeners are going to be like, wow, this guy is...
He's the best. Oh God, I need to go to that gym and because I highly advertise the gym, and I say that it really changed the way that I approach sport and a lot of activities, because I always tried with different places that it never worked, and this is the first time I'm actually enjoying the time that I spent there and what I do. And even though sometimes I hate your exercises, like arms related, I just hate them. But I know it's part of the process, so I have to do it. I don't have a choice.
Because anyway, I know Silvia from before, and I saw a big change also in her, culture and mind from when she started this.
I'm very diligent on this.
Yeah.
Like, I've got my days, my routine, my
I can
things.
see the passion. I can see like a military. You know what I mean? In a positive manner, no? But that kind of.
There's nothing more military when he's you have to do push-ups, and I'm on the floor, and he's there like this, looking at me. That I do push-ups, and I just complain every single push-up.
No, I can feel she enjoy. That's the point.
No, it's good. She's done really well as well. That's my
Lasagna.
We
no, you have done really
apologize for
well. I never really compliment you, do I? But you have done really well.
You did it once only in a text message even because you didn't say it.
Because I didn't want to see you
Because I was struggling on one machine and then the day after or so he sent me a message. He's like, oh, by the way, you are doing well. And I was like, okay. I don't know.
No, anyway, I really want the answer to the starting question. That is, I mean, why in Sydney everything starts at 5:30 a.m.?
Yeah.
So why? Because for us it's totally crazy from an Italian point of view. So maybe
it's night. We come home from the club at that time usually.
Yeah, no, maybe you don't know. Maybe for you it's just normal.
I don't know. Yeah, for me it's normal. I think I don't know because I've been doing it at this gym at least for like the last 8 years. So actually, you know, it's funny. Now that I think about it, when I came, so I was training at a different gym out west. And then I came to this one, and it actually surprised me so much that people were starting training at 5:30 in the morning. So my first ever shift at the gym that we're at, I had my first shift at 5:30, and there was a line of 20, 30 people at the front, and I was like, people train this early? Like, so for me, it's only been fairly new as well.
Okay.
To start,
but it's not only gym anyway. There are a few around the city. But start, because I can see.
That's a Sydney thing because in Melbourne everything is closed until 8:30. Go to Melbourne and try to get a coffee at 8 o'clock. It's impossible in the CBD.
Yeah. But it's also demographic wise in Sydney, like it's suburb dependent, right? So where I grew up, right, I didn't start work as a PT until like 7:30.
You think more you go close to the beach side?
Yes, definitely.
More
for sure. Yeah,
start earlier.
Or city, maybe.
Yeah.
City and beach. Yeah, more you go west, maybe more.
It's definitely a lifestyle thing because I think it's like the closer to the beach you are, the more you take off, the more people are going to see. So the more conscious you are about how you look, right?
And people love to see the sunrise, you know, this kind of because
for sure.
No, because it could be another reason. Because in Sydney you can see the sunrise, but not really the sunset.
Yeah.
So there is more this mentality to enjoy from the sunrise to maybe it's a reason.
I think it's also a fashion.
Fashion is kind of you feel cool.
How your body, like people like my body is a representation of how good or bad I look. I don't know if that makes sense, but like people take a lot of pride in how their body looks. So
I think in different forms we all do because I feel like we have to feel comfortable in our body to be ourselves. Like if I'm not happy about myself, I feel like that's the energy that I would put out there, and as a response, they would have an impression about me, and maybe I don't know, it would filter maybe things that I would say or things that I would do.
I think the more pride you have in your body, the more naturally you hold yourself in terms of confidence, right? And that's displayed in everything that you do, whether it's, you know, relationships, work, everything that you do comes from like a point of confidence. And I don't know, I think I've had a big transformation from myself in the last year, and people have said that I'm more confident too.
I can say that you're quite confident. Yeah, you're highly confident in that space, like highly.
I don't know if you're teasing me or not.
No.
I said I don't know if you're teasing me or not.
It helps, it works in that direction.
No, what I was thinking, because obviously we were saying about training and all of that, and it's a lifestyle, but obviously it's not just training, right? There is also another big component if someone decides to go down this path, which is nutrition. How important is nutrition in all of this? Because I always say that to the boys, and I say, oh look, it's always like more what you eat and then the exercise, but I want an expert actually saying that. So Ema is gonna learn from it.
Let's just preface, I'm not an expert in nutrition.
Yeah, you're not a nutritionist.
Nutrition is a whole different study.
But connected, yeah.
But it's probably the be-all and end-all in terms of most people's goals. There's a saying that I think a lot of trainers say is that you can't out-train a shit diet. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but like...
Can you unpack this concept? Because I didn't get it even myself.
You can't out-train a bad diet.
So out-train, it means beating.
Yeah, so basically the whole concept is, doesn't matter how hard you train, if you don't eat well...
Oh, okay, yes.
you're still not going to achieve the goals that you want to achieve or look the way that you want to look.
It's like these people that at the gym, I think you were telling me that one day that you were like, oh, this client came to me and said the program doesn't work, but then this client is the one that gets smashed 5 days a week, 4 days a week,
Yeah,
and of course it doesn't get results.
Yeah. Like, I'm having a brain fart right now. Yeah, nutrition's so important. Like, you can't achieve most of the things that you want to. So I did a short course in nutrition, and it was saying that like 80% of the goals that you want to achieve comes from nutrition alone. So when you look in terms of like calorie burn and calorie usage, exercise only equates to like less than 10% of calorie burn. So a lot of these people who think, yeah, don't worry, I'll eat this and then I'll just train it off the next day, doesn't really work like that. Like, you don't burn off half the calories that you consume by exercise alone.
Yeah,
so you go into the gym is not going to make
if you are
much
not
difference.
a professional swimmer at the Olympic
Yeah.
Games, it's not enough.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, it doesn't make that much of a difference, exercise, in terms of calorie burn. So like nutrition is basically the bottom of the period when it comes to setting most goals for a lot of people. And if you don't have that baseline set, it doesn't matter what you do outside of that. You're not going to be able to achieve most of your aesthetic goals. And not only that, like when it comes to like most chronic illnesses or like medical conditions, it comes down to your diet and your lifestyle.
Of course. I had this conversation with my stepsister, which obviously she's a coach herself and a CrossFit instructor. And we were discussing like the vegan diet and the meat diet. And I think I've spoken to you about that TV show, with American TV show.
Which one?
The one that they were putting these twins, set of twins within this diet show, in which one of the twins was following for 3 months a vegan diet and the other one was following a meat-based diet. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, they were doing tests at the beginning and then at the end. And what came out is that people that they were following a vegan diet, actually they were performing better in tests. They had less percentage of body fat. They had better muscles percentages and all that. And I was having a discussion with her because I'm like, I'm not vegan. I'm not vegetarian. I like meat. But I was wondering, because you cannot have the same nutrition that you would have from meat and you can have it from veggies. Yes, you can. Quantities will have to be different and all of that. But I don't think you can really substitute what meat.
No, not really. No.
And fish, yeah.
You know, the advice that I would give people who are looking to get onto a diet is follow a diet that you can keep ongoing for like the rest of your life. I think there's so much confusion in the world of fitness about what you should be eating, what you should be avoiding, but like, if you keep it simple in terms of what you're trying to eat, the one bit of advice that I give a lot of people is, what would you have eaten 100 years ago when there was no fast food, when there was no McDonald's, KFC? It would be a meat, a veg, and some fruit and some nuts, right? Fish and seafood, right? Like, if you think about what we had that many years ago, and disease and obesity was so much less back then, like, just got to keep it simple. But in terms of like the vegan and paleo diet, I'm not that type of trainer that recommends any of those for anyone. My thing is, eat whatever you want, but eat it in moderation. I think the biggest problem for a lot of people is overconsumption.
Quantity.
It's quantity, yeah. So like most people, you know, you might be able to get away with a vegan diet, or you might be able to get away with a vegetarian diet because it works for you and your lifestyle. But a lot of the problem that people have is they just eat too much in general.
Yeah. Because I also see about this in CBD, people that, you know, work in business, they make pretty big, you know, dish at their restaurant also, you know, for lunch, when people take a break for lunch. So I think it's too much sometimes, the quantity they give you when you eat outside.
Because they have their cereal all day. One question, what do you think about fasting?
Bullshit. Bullshit for what a lot of people think it does. Like, a lot of people think, oh, if I'm fasting, I'm going to lose weight because I'm fasting. No. A lot of the studies out there show that as long as you equate for calories, it doesn't matter if you eat 4 meals in a day or you eat once at the end of the day, because if 2,000 calories in 4 meals and 2,000 calories in 1 meal is still 2,000 calories. So for weight loss, I don't think it works.
Maybe for other reasons.
For other reasons, maybe it does work. And again, we can play devil's advocate, and fasting might work for you specifically because that's the only time that window of time you have to eat in that day. Do I think it works better than anything else for weight loss, specifically weight loss? Because weight loss is the main topic that people like to talk about diets for. No, I don't think that's the answer.
I tried, I think it was 2 years ago or something. I probably lasted 2 weeks. Like it was just hard. I was doing the 8 hours. I don't remember the window, but I think it was 8:12 or something. I don't know. But it was so hard to get until, I don't know, 11 in the morning, 12 without breakfast and stuff like that. I was literally suffering.
Breakfast is my favorite thing of the day.
Yeah, but you have biscoff and you have like 1,000 calories breakfast, man.
700 calories, actually. No.
Yeah, well.
But in terms of like weight loss, I think there's so much studies and data out there that basically tells you that no diet is better than one you can follow, if that makes sense. Like paleo is not better than fasting, and fasting is not better than keto. Keto is not better than a vegetarian diet. One that you can follow ongoing is probably going to work better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. But one thing I think that lacks is probably education, right? And I think I was guilty about that as well a while back, because I always had in my head, oh, you have to go to the gym. And to me, if I was going to the gym, I was losing weight, right? Before I had this bit of education, obviously, I was reading things around, but then I think it's important that people would sort of guide you in what is the right thing to do, and then you sort of have to adapt and learn and do a bit of self-learning as well, right? What I like about his program is, and now I don't know if any other coach would do the same, I suppose, because I suppose after your offering, it can be similar to what other personal trainer would offer. But what he did is actually like, okay, I'll give you this amount of calories that you have to eat every single day, but not just the calories, right? You need to like break it down into the macros. So a percentage of protein, a percentage of fat, a percentage of carbs. Yes, I missed one. Most important. Yeah. And then from that, you can eat whatever you want as long as you are in these calories and in this percentage. So
the approach is called flexible dieting or counting your calories, which is it's grown very popular, I guess, in the last maybe 5 years or so. The whole concept behind it is you can basically eat whatever you want as long as you're within a certain calorie range. I think for me personally, I've always felt like that approach works best for a lot of people because one, there's no restriction on, I can't have bread, I can't have sugar, I can't have milk because it doesn't fit within my diet. Whereas this approach, you can have basically whatever you want as long as you're hitting what I would call your calorie budget.
No, anyway, I want to say two things. One about this is, I think anyway, it's a circle. I mean, when you start to enjoy to do these kind of activities and you start to see something, improving in your body, then you are also, it's more simple to do that step also from a food side because you're doing efforts, you're sacrificing.
They're intertwined. You cannot just do one and see results and not doing the other one. You need to do both at the same time. And I think once you do and you see a little result, then it would prompt you.
But you know what the problem is? There's a lot of people try to do too much too fast. I think that, like, for instance, one of the examples that I give is you can't tell someone who's been a smoker for 40 years to just stop smoking right now. It's the same approach that I think a lot of coaches need to have in terms of exercise is I can't expect you to weigh your food, count your calories, get to the gym 5 days a week. Like, it has to be step by step.
It has to be a process.
It has to be a process.
To improvement. Yeah. Also because the old style diet, and I say, let's do this diet, but I think it's a bullshit. You have to do a process that brings you to a point that is balanced to achieve that for a long time, no? I think this should be, why I always been against diets.
I have a question.
You have your hand up.
Yeah, I felt like I was at school. Hello, can you listen to me? I have a question. Yes. How long would you think it would take to a person to like achieve the goal? Like, let's say losing weight, because you said you cannot have everything straight away because it needs time. It's a process, right? I've seen on Instagram there are a lot of like coaches and all these fitness people that they show the before and after, and they say, oh, with my program in 3 months this is the result, you get there. But I'm like, realistically speaking, in 3 months, to me it doesn't seem that achievable unless I'm not having any wine, unless like it's highly strict. Like how would you, what do you think about this? I just think like, how long would it take to someone?
I think that's a very multi-layered answer, because how long it take, I guess, is still dependent on how much effort you want to put in yourself. But I guess it depends on how big the goal is. Like, if you want to lose 5 kilos, can you do that in 4 weeks? Yes. Can you do that in 10 weeks? Yes. It depends on how big the goal is. And the problem with a lot of these people who lose 10 kilos too quick is they make these major changes to their lifestyle, and they do it really, really fast, which is, if you can do that and you can stick to that, by all means, go for it. But the average person who has kids, who has a job that they're juggling, doesn't have the time to cook and prepare their own meals as well as their kids and everyone else's. But if you can do all of that and stick to that, then you can get the results a lot faster. But my question to a lot of people isn't how fast did you lose the weight, it's like, in a few months, did you keep the weight off? Because a lot of people do an 8-week challenge, they're like, I lost 20 kilos. And then you see them 6 months later, they're like, I'm 25 kilos heavier now. And that's the problem. So the problem with the industry now isn't, can we lose weight? The problem with a lot of people, not the industry, is, can they keep it off? Because it's so easy to get the information to lose weight, but a lot of people don't keep that information because it's like rapid weight loss. It's like how fast. Most people will, like, if I asked you how much you weighed and you said X amount, and I said how much you want to weigh, and I gave you a timeline, for a lot of people that timeline's not short enough. They want to lose it. I would say you should lose 10 kilos in 6 months. Oh no, I'd like to lose it in 8 weeks. But how long did it take you to put on 10 kilos? 2 or 3 years?
Probably not 10 kilos. 3 weeks in Italy probably.
Italy's a big problem.
Like, see me, like I do well, then I go home for like summer and Christmas, and I would put back everything that I lose. But to be honest, I put on only 3.5 kilos this time, which is good given the amount of food that I have.
The last time I take 5 kilos in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Back in Italy.
No, last summer I took 7.5
it's
in 4 weeks.
Extremely difficult when you go back.
Well, I don't have that problem. When I went to Europe for 6 weeks, I came back lighter.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Not too much.
I don't want to say it on the microphone. I'll say it later.
Depends which country.
No.
Man, I don't know. I just couldn't. I think I was just in a really good mind frame where every country that I went to, I trained. Every country that I went to, I trained. So I don't know. Just I'm
the best.
Anyway, because this is a podcast, about Italians in Australia. And anyway, now we are speaking about also this part of Silvia's life.
Let me get the knives out just in case he says something bad.
No, very easy. I just, we have, of course, a lot of people is listening from Italy, or anyway, Italians. So it was curious to know what's also your small experience about Italians and also about fitness. So it could be people that come at the gym or other people, other trainers, or what else? We want to know something about your opinion about, because we were speaking about food, so of course my mind was going to the lasagna we ate before and this and that. So I don't know if you want to say something, about Italians.
He has to, because he's here. He's a guest.
Because
Yeah, I have to. First I had to rate your food, now I have to rate Italians in general. I said, what did I say to you about Italians?
I don't know. You said it again.
You think they are good clients in your experience?
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing I realize well with you is that you're very picky. I don't think I think you were very specific in terms of the type of person that you wanted to train with. Well, that's what you said
Am
to
I?
me. Yeah. I don't know. That was the vibe that I got when talking to you. I think Italians are very stubborn. Well, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you specifically. Very stubborn.
Yeah, no, you can, because I want some feedback on that as well.
But she is not every Italian is like Silvia, but she is.
Yeah, maybe not. No, I think very.
No, I'm unique, so no one's like me, by the way, because I'm the best, but you can.
No, I think you were very specific in terms of what you wanted. There was no beating around the bush. You just were like, this is what I want to achieve. This is how much time I have. And this is what I'm currently working with and where I want to be. So it's like, for me, made it easier for me. I think I'm very similar in terms of you. When I say stubborn, I come from a Pacific Islander background as well, and we're very stubborn as well. We're very determined. We see what we want, and we don't stray from that as well. So maybe stubborn's not the right word, but determined, and you're very just eyes forward on what you want, if that makes sense.
I think I'm stubborn as well. Like, that's
I was just trying to be nice to you.
You can say whatever you want. You pay the consequences next time.
I think I pay for it every Tuesday. Oh no, we don't train every Tuesday anymore.
Yeah, because you suck me, like you cancelled my usual training.
Yeah, no, I've had mostly good experiences with Italians. I think the things that I do like is that you're very loyalty based. Like a lot of your friends, I guess, or a lot of your values are very similar to what I grew up with. Like you don't want someone who beats around the bush, straight to the point. You have a very solid friendship base. The people that you have around you actually bring benefit to your life as well.
I did a lot of cut off in that
department.
Department. I was
yeah.
thinking about a word that was a bit more inclusive.
I think Italians are very similar to Pacific Islands, where the things that we grow up with are the things that we really believe in terms of I'm very proud of my culture. I see it in you, and I see it in some of the other Italians that I've met as well. My food's the best, my family's the best, the things that we grew up with are the best, and I believe that about I love the New Zealand culture so much. I think when it comes to the way that we grow up, the way we treat each other, I think it's the best in the world, and that's probably the same as what you think as well.
Do you think you would resonate better with us Italians because we sort of share similar values and
yeah, for sure.
Rather than the Aussie stereotype.
Yeah. Well, tell me what you think would be some of the most important things in your life. Because for me, it's probably family,
honesty,
and trust, right?
And trust.
It's a
You said also food.
And food, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a value.
And if you're talking about Pacific Islanders, rugby as well.
But we've got soccer. I don't follow really, but yeah.
Italians are two times. I mean, in 2 moments they are super rugby expert, and it's during the Six Nations,
Yeah.
and during the World Cup.
Yeah.
So we had that 2 moments that everyone know everything about rugby, and then a little bit less because soccer and...
I don't think Italians can actually... I mean, you cannot speak about rugby or whatever.
Italy's been in the top 10 of rugby for a long time, though.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You showed me some stuff on Instagram a while back that was making fun of Italians. I don't remember. Was it? They've lost something.
I don't remember.
And you were like, did you see this?
They have up and down.
It was probably because it was to the All Blacks. That's probably why that I showed you that anyway.
I don't remember, but it was about something and I didn't.
Do you know an Italian player that also in the last 5 years, I don't know, that you... or maybe it's not rugby league, it's a rugby union.
I know his face, but I don't remember his name. He was a winger, he's bold. I think he's bold.
Maybe they are for sure bold.
Yeah, no, I can't remember his name.
Okay, no, I'm not expert too, so I should... I remember an old classic one was Lo Cicero. It was that once they fight they fight. No, they fight, when you create that, I don't know technically in English. Yeah, the rack, exactly. And I remember this one. Lo Cicero was a good one not 10 years ago.
I don't know many Italian rugby players.
I don't know any. I don't almost even know soccer.
Yeah, no, for sure there are 2 or 3 that maybe when you see, this one, rugby, is good. But...
I try to remember his name. But... I probably would.
No, anyway,
you can
it's not
think about it if it comes up.
It's anyway, it's not about rugby. This episode is about fitness.
No, it's about fitness. You know, one thing that I've learned, to be honest, since I'm training with you, that I've started to learn a lot about food, about how many calories do they have, how many carbs do they have, like the majority of them, because my fitness pal is telling me that. And I'm learning, like, which is good. Like, we were talking the other day, and I was like, don't eat an apple because it's got so many carbs. And, like, personally, it would stuff up my count. If I have an apple, it would.
I think that's the pro of counting calories, is that you get to really understand what's within like a certain food group. But then I think on the other end, for some people, that becomes a negative as well, because they're like, I can't have an apple because it's going to stuff up the rest of my day.
No, but it's not a negative thing. I'll just have another piece of fruit. It's not a problem. Like, I have the choice. When I want an apple, I know that I need to probably check other things.
So it's true, apple, and also you say orange, they have
even orange.
More carbs than what we could expect. It's true.
Yeah, I think because apple, like most fruits, do have a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah. One thing I remember, I was at the gym working one day, and he's like, "Oh, do you want anything from Coles? Because I'm going downstairs." And I was like, I don't know, just get me something." And he came back with like a little tub of watermelon, and he was so happy about the watermelon. Why? Do you want to tell our listeners?
Because 300 grams of watermelon is only like 90 calories.
Yeah, and that's pretty good.
And that's a lot of watermelon, so...
Yeah, you can eat a lot.
So,
fair enough.
That's a good thing about counting calories, is
Yeah.
you get to have a real good understanding of, you know, how much food you're actually eating, because that's the problem with why a lot of people are overweight, is because they're eating, you know, okay, I'm only having small amounts of food, but within that food is so many calories, you know, hidden calories that they don't know about. So that's the one thing that I do. That's why I choose that approach in terms of like weight loss, is to count calories, because you get to actually have an understanding of what you're consuming, how much is in what food, and it's a bit of an eye-opener for most people.
Yeah, and it's sort of like a process in which you're always learning something, because you're always like questioning what you're eating, but you also have to be highly proactive in these sort of things, because if you just approach it in the wrong way, it's gonna be, as you said, just a negative thing. Whereas in the way that I approach it, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Like, you have to manage and shuffle things around and just find the balance that works for you on what you eat and what you can eat, what you like or you don't.
And again, like for most people, it comes down to what's going to work for them long term. Counting calories isn't the best thing for some people. For me, it works really well. For you, it works really well. For other people, they don't enjoy it because it's very tedious. It takes a lot of work. You have to literally weigh everything that you eat, and you know, a lot of people don't like that.
It can be stressful.
It can be stressful as well, and you know, I've found for myself, when I first started counting calories, it's all I thought about all day long was, okay, what am I going to have next, and how many calories do I have left? And for a lot of people, that takes the fun out of eating, you know, and eating.
Is it because the diet that you had before, maybe it was full, for example, I'm just guessing, in sugars or in something, and maybe you were eat much more than what you actually needed, so for you it was becoming like a negative thing to do? No,
I think for me it was based on the fact that, like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it properly. So for me, I wanted to know, like from day one, if my goal was 2,500 calories, on day one, I wanted to hit 2,500 exactly. So for me, I had to chop and change, shuffle everything around so that I hit it exactly. But
I mean, to get your number though, for me, it's never that number. It's always like a few calories less or a few calories more. It's always in that range, but it's never like on the dot. Like,
yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the stress that I had was that, like, if I do something, I'm a perfectionist on it. So like, I wanted to hit it perfectly.
Yeah, we want to say just a little bit more about his program, because you always, Silvia, say, I think he do a really good program and stuff.
I always said that. I always said to you guys that he's good.
Yeah. No, so maybe someone new that is coming to Sydney, Italian or not, Or you want to explain just a little bit more?
And if they join the gym, Peter is gonna give them a discount, right?
we can say the name, and we can say, I mean, we can say the name, no?
No, it's not true.
No?
It's no commission.
I mean, we are speaking about Virgin. What's
Virgin, yeah.
You know, it's not a secret. Now we can say.
No.
It's really famous also in Italy. I mean, no.
Virgin Active.
Yeah,
Famous
in
in
Milano,
Italy.
yeah.
Really? I haven't been to there.
You don't need to, I guess.
No, so if you want to say something, just to explain a little bit more, someone maybe could like, I don't know, your style, your...
I don't know. I think I'm very simple in terms of what I do.
Why you are the best?
I'm not the best. Look, for me, I think I'm just a coach who wants to do something really well, and I like to. Well, for all my clients, I just do the basics really well, and it's the things that people have been doing in the gym for years and years. And for me, I just make sure my clients do it really, really well. I think a lot of coaches skip base because they want their clients to put 100 kilos on their back, but then they don't do the squat properly. For me, it's about getting everything done and done really well, and then the progress comes with that. And it's, I don't know, I don't like to sell myself.
What do you mean? You sell yourself every single
day.
day.
I don't.
Every time.
Look, for me, I think if you're like, okay, sell yourself, you're a coach, you're on a stage, you got to sell yourself right now. Like, I'll be like, my areas of expertise is, I'm just going to elaborate on this quick story if I can.
Yeah, of course, go for it.
We had this meeting with our sales team, and we had a whole bunch of new salespeople in the team, right? And they were like, we want our sales team to know your skill set and what you do as a coach. And everyone in the room was like, hi, I specialize in fat loss, I specialize in blah, 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 I specialize in running, blah, blah, like 5-minute explanations on what they do as coaches. And for me at the time, I was just like, hi, my name's Peter. I teach people how to lift heavy shit, but I teach them how to do it really, really well. What does that say to you?
That you are good at your job.
Yeah. Well, my emphasis on the story was I teach people how to lift heavy weights, and I teach them how to do it really well.
Yeah, but it also tells I'm just going straight to what that is. Like, I don't need fluffery around. I don't need to tell you a story on how good I am, because reality, bottom line, they just lift heavy shit.
Yeah,
and they just do it really well.
Yeah, so if I'm selling myself, I just teach my clients how to lift weights. And if you want to lose weight, I'll teach you how to eat a little bit better.
Okay, very simple and clear.
Yeah.
And there was someone other, I don't know, thing Silvia, you thought was good to share?
Yes, because obviously this is not like a straight process. Like, how long did it take to you, like in education perspective, how long did it take to you to be obviously qualified? Because it's not that I'm going to the gym and say, oh, hey, can I be the next coach instructor there? I mean, actually I can do the classes, to be honest. I can entertain people for that hour because I'll do it better than other people.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe also someone coming from Italy that want to be, maybe has been a coach also in Italy, this kind of things, how to...
What sort of certification did you take?
So I did my Cert 3 and Cert 4 in fitness. I did it about 8 years ago, and I think back when I was doing it, there was a really, really big boom in terms of the fitness industry. So they had a lot of fast-tracked courses. So I think I did my Cert 3 and Cert 4 in like 12 weeks, which is not
top
long.
of class?
No,
not even? Oh,
no.
thanks.
It was like in 12 weeks, so like, which is
very quick.
Very, very quick. And to be honest, a lot of the stuff that I learned at that course, I didn't even use. To be honest, I think most of the things that I learned was just from being in the gym and making a lot of mistakes.
Of course,
like,
because I feel like
with experience.
Yeah, like I think I don't think it matters how much study you do. You learn most of the things that you get good at on the job. Yeah, I think a lot of the best way to learn is, well, I personally learn best through mistakes. I don't know why, but I always seem to take the hard route.
Yeah, because you get hurt eventually.
Yeah.
Like,
and
somehow. And then obviously you learn. So yeah, you did just this certification, and then you just went and applied to the gym, and then obviously all the rest is history, right?
Basically, yeah. But I think what a lot of good coaches will do is they'll do a lot of little courses on the side. So I did a lot of little, like, whatever topic I was interested in at the time. So I had a lot of phases of of things that I became interested in over training. So like over my time whilst training. So for instance, like I think a good 2 years I just became obsessed with powerlifting, and then I went into learning about powerlifting programming, nutrition, how to get people as strong as I can. And then I went through a phase of like bodybuilding and the different types of programs for that as well.
Is that something that if you want to do all these additional studies, is that something that you have always to keep updated every year, every couple of years, or it's sort of a one-off situation? So let's say powerlifting, and then you do your course, and then you want to do powerlifting, and you would do the course, and then another...
A lot of the courses that I've done have just been run by like coaches who are really, really good at it. So like, there's a coach in Australia called Sebastian Oreb, and they probably regard him as the best powerlifting coach in Australia. He became really popular on Instagram, and I just seen that he was running a course showing everyone how he did his personal training sessions, and I went to that. And then he released a programming guidebook, and then I bought that. So like, I think a lot of the time, a lot of the courses that people go to nowadays is just run by someone that they like to follow on Instagram who's achieved something really, really good and has a method behind it now.
Yeah.
But Fitness in Australia has a thing called Fitness Australia, that's what they're called, and they have these qualification courses. They think everyone should stay doing these courses to stay qualified within the industry, but...
Have you done it?
No. No.
Do you still feel qualified? Do you feel to have the power of knowledge?
I think Fitness Australia as a company is a little bit of a rot. I don't know, they become the governing body of fitness, and they say for you to keep your qualifications you need to do, they call them CEC points. You need 20 CEC points a year, so you have to do 1 or 2 courses. I think the method behind it is smart because they want people to keep on learning, but for them to be like, you need these, otherwise you can't stay within the industry. That's the part that I disagree with, because a lot of the courses that they offer aren't even that good.
Are there what's the traditional career pathway being like a personal coach? What would be like future progression for someone in your role, given your current promotion that you just had?
I think, well, for most people in the fitness industry, I think it would go like, fitness instructor, coach, maybe into personal training management, which I'm doing now, and then hopefully, if they're lucky, and own their own gym eventually. That's my goal, is to...
How would you call it?
What would I call my gym? I have no idea, to be honest.
Gym for the best.
No, I don't know. I've actually thought about that so much, but I'm just like, I have no idea.
I feel like you just have to follow the process.
Yeah. You have in your mind more the content, what will be not the name, but what
I
you'd
know,
like.
Yeah, exactly. I know what I would want, the atmosphere, the culture, and what I want like people to feel a sense of when they come, if I was to own my own gym. But I don't have a clue what the name should be.
So that it's your kind of dream for the next few years. Maybe.
I feel like the only thing you have to think about what you want, but not how you eventually get there. But just be open, because that might be 1,000 million paths that will take you there, like step by step. So that's the next question. How would you see yourself like owning a gym, 100%? But be still on the floor, like getting your hands dirty with your clients, or just stay
managing.
Yeah, a bit more up high, just...
I think I would still like to be on the gym floor.
Yeah, that's where you try.
I think I told myself the day that I don't enjoy being on the gym floor is probably the day that I'd leave the industry.
That's fair enough.
So,
like
I'm still in the industry because I love training people. So.
One thing that I like about you is like, I mean, even obviously when you take the classes, and that's why I chose you. And I think I said that to you before. It's because he puts himself on the same level of the client. Like, he doesn't make you feel that you're out of shape, or that you're not strong enough, or that you're not fit enough. And he just used like irony and that level of sarcasm which is great, and I think like he does resonate like greatly with people, and that's what I think people that they work in this industry needs to be, because sometimes even at the gym there are people that they're not good with people and they really don't know how to approach someone or even interact with someone or sort of make them feel comfortable, and it's something that he knows how to do it.
I think that comes back to history, right? I know for a fact that like 10 years ago I wasn't where I am now. I wasn't confident. I didn't know what I was doing, and the gym's a space where there's thousands of people who have no idea what they're doing. And so to walk in a space that's incredibly confronting for a lot of people is a big step. Why should I not make them feel welcome to the gym? You know, like I walked into the gym for the first time too and felt completely out of my depths. There's a lot of people who feel that way. So like if I have the potential to help them, then of course I'm going to help them.
First time I walked into that weights area, I was like, oh my God, no, I'm so scared. Everyone is looking at me. I was really intimidated. And he was like, look, no one is looking at you. And if you look at these people, 80% doesn't even know how to do it right.
And it's true.
Yeah, and it's true. And now I'm looking at people, I'm like, oh, that guy is not doing the squat right.
Yeah, well, I think the right attitude is to have is like, for me, I know people watch me and I watch them, and you know, I've got just as much to learn off someone else as they have to learn off me.
You like to show off sometimes, so.
No, I don't. People are gonna be like, this guy is such a dick. He thinks he's the best. God.
Man, you wouldn't be here if you were a dick, trust me.
Thank
No,
you.
anyway,
Thank you.
I will get my dog to eat you.
No, because you spoke about how did you change in better in these 10 years, and she also asked you about the future. So I have a mixed question about the present and the future. Because honestly, the society, if you think about it, in these 10 years, has changed a lot, also because of social media, of Instagram, of TikTok. This in the present, so in the last few years, has impacted a lot, or anyway, when you are doing your course, they are following you, so there is no time to phone and things. But because in my mind that I'm not so much a gym person, I do other sports. I have this idea of I see the Instagram stories, a lot of gyms stories and things. How do you think this evolution of the society, and what do you think what could be the future? I mean, it may be worse, maybe a step back, in better. I don't know. Just your opinion about all these things.
I think social media has wrecked the fitness industry. I think it's had two effects. Really good for people who want to make money in the industry, but it's also laid a lot of false expectations for a lot of people, or that it's created false realities for a lot of people.
Filters too, sometimes.
Filters, yeah, that's the problem with it. And like, that's one of the things that I never wanted to do as a coach was like, one, I wanted to be an online coach and, make heaps of money. But two, I was like, so much effort that goes into creating a false narrative that everyone's going to achieve it in such a short time frame. I don't know. Such a big question, but I don't think the fitness industry has benefited. Well, it has benefited, but it's also killed it for me. And then, like, I lost a lot of respect for the fitness industry because of a lot of people making the most amount of money through the fitness industry, through social media, don't even train people face to face. That's the problem. Is a lot of people who claim to be experts, but they just have no real ground experience doing the job.
Something like in Italy there are maybe these star chefs, and maybe they are not going anymore to the restaurants because they are doing the TV show and stuff. This is more or less the same things about fitness, no? They are more showmen now than what they was doing before.
I think what I was trying to say is that, like,
you didn't understand what I mean.
No. I was thinking like an example.
I think it's a good example.
Thinking Cannavacciuolo, like this, for example, Barbieri, MasterChef. Yeah. No, I was thinking.
But now you don't know, but also in Australia there are chefs in a star. But now they maybe are not going too much to the restaurants where they own, because they are around the world doing show. And,
Yeah.
and now it's fitness. We're saying they're not no more at the gym, but they are just doing video.
Because I feel like the human component, it's probably the most important thing. Like,
Right.
how
Yeah.
could you tailor a program to someone that you actually don't know? Or you would know?
You can't. Well, you can. That's the thing. The thing about a program for people as well is that like one program can work for 1,000 different people, but it depends what you want out of a fitness coach as well. For me, like you said, the human component's important, and I like to know that, that I actually have an impact on someone's life, and I just think a lot of people in the fitness industry are just trying to be there to make money.
Do you think that other coaches would care if one of his client or her clients succeed or not?
I think if you're in the fitness industry, you should care, otherwise you shouldn't be in it.
No, because I know some people that they just don't care. They just do it because it's their job.
Yeah.
But they don't, like I would, obviously I do care, like in the work that I do, like I want to do the best. I want to do as much as I can because I want a certain output, and like I've seen coaches that they literally don't give a shit about the persons that they're training.
Yeah.
So
It's sad. I think.
They think about numbers and
yeah,
money.
yeah.
I think because you can make a lot of money in the fitness industry. That's.
But Peter works just as a for.
So anyway, you see the social media as something that can help also try to make you know if you are good, but it's not your matter. You want to, you want to still stay in a live.
Yeah, I do.
So you're not fashion about meta to this metaverse, these kind of things. So,
For me, I think face to face is important. Well, for me, I'm just a social person. I like to be around people, and I don't think I could do just purely online and disconnect it from people.
Okay, I like it. I mean, I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yes, you are obviously that type of person. You like to talk a lot.
Okay.
You do the talking usually. Like I give you support on shoes.
Yeah, you just listen.
I just listen for a full hour.
So there is something you are happy to say to the people who is going to listen to podcast next week or maybe in a few months, Italians or not. There is something you'd like to say? I don't know, just to.
If I was going to say something, is don't be afraid to try. Like, I think a lot of the problems that people have when trying in the gym is that they're scared to make mistakes. They think they need to get it perfect from the start. I don't think that's the case. I think the more mistakes that you make, the better, because, once you make that mistake, you usually learn from it and you grow from it. So don't be afraid to make them and challenge yourself.
That's right. I like it.
Are you gonna challenge yourself, or you just stay there and eat
for
lasagna
example,
every night?
What
are you gonna do about
in
your
my
life?
matter, in different matter, like for example tennis, I do my mistake, I learn from my mistake, and then I try to.
Yeah, you need some hardcore stuff, man.
Yeah.
Come see me.
Yeah, he's gonna put you like on.
With
your diet with 2,000 calories, let's
our,
see how we do about that.
Our radio director first, our regista first, our director first, and then maybe,
he doesn't actually need, because he's very skinny. He needs some
he
muscles there.
needs stuff. He needs a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
Okay. Anyway, I think we are good. We want to try to do our famous sentence in English.
Can I just give the email just in case?
Of course. Also, maybe we can, if
no,
you like.
because he works through the gym.
Okay, we can. It's illegal. I don't know how it works.
You can follow my Instagram.
Yeah, I can follow Instagram.
But we can say the full name. I don't know. So,
yeah. Maybe he can.
If you're happy, you want to say your full name, so maybe they check about you.
If anyone wants to follow me, my Instagram is coach_Peter Tateo, TAATEO.
Okay. Anyway,
so it's a lot of squat, a lot of like leg work on that profile.
Yeah. Anyway, if someone didn't understand properly, then they can ask to the email of the podcast to Silvia. So what's the email?
Italiani.thepodcast@gmail.com.
Okay.
And you guys can write if you didn't understand or you want the contact. I can write it for you, because the spelling, it would be too long, too many words there, and I don't even know I remember. But yeah, I think we are at the end. This was a long episode, but I think it was quite important to unpack all different aspects about all this lifestyle world, I'd say. So yes, conclusions.
No, about all this kind of content also. We did a picture, so maybe we will post it as a story on the Instagram page.
Can we do a selfie? Because when someone takes a picture...
Yeah, but they don't know. They don't know. Let's say, we did, for sure we have a picture, or maybe a better one soon. So also, what's the Instagram page? Italiani.the podcast. What's the name?
Italiani in Australia.
Italiani in Australia.
Figa, scusa.
No, I don't remember.
Cioè, tutte le volte dici che non lo sai, sto cazzo di Instagram, fai
it's a good excuse to make you, to repeat. You are not this marketing to repeat every time. No, anyway, I always forgot. That's right. I always forgot. It's true.
It looks like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but don't get
like
upset.
You're picking strawberries in the garden. I don't
get
know.
Upset about because I'm what I am. No, everyone. Anyway, let's try in English because it's important to be fair from the start to the end.
Yeah.
So let's try. We have a famous sentence. Normally it's in Italian. Now we try to
He
live translate it.
Sleep. He's tired.
Yeah, he's
tired. Wake
tired.
up at 5.
Start at 5. I wake up at 4.
Sorry. Start at 5.
So wherever you are, and
everything that you are doing. Is it right? No, I don't think it's right.
oh my god! So wherever you are, and whatever are you doing?
Whatever you are doing.
Whatever you're doing. Let's remember to check about Peter and to go deep in his program.
Let's follow Peter on Instagram and go and see him at Virgin Active in Zetland because such a great environment and
because it's the best.
Because it's the best and he's the best and everyone is almost the best at that place.
Anyway, the most important thing, let's get in fitness and let's get active because this is a city. The best city for this.
I'm expecting you to come for the free trial in the next few weeks, given
see.
otherwise predichi bene
Maybe.
4 weeks half price PT at the moment. So.
half price.
It's a
Because
great,
half price is good value.
All right, let's see.
Okay, thanks guys. Ciao.
Bye bye. Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao, ciao.